y'all, Trap Witch here. I wanted to bring you a reading for the full moon in Aries for October 2017. It's going to be the harvest moon, in which the Farmer's Almanac, this is the time when farmers started to gather in their crops before the cold winter comes. And with the moon being in Aries, the past couple months we've been really kind of low-key working on ourselves, tending, watering ourselves, trying to grow through things that that were in our shadow self. There's been a lot of work being done in the shadows, and so now it's time to come back out into the moonlight and to gather in what you've been growing, what you've been watering, what you've been tending to, and really prepare to eat. A lot of people now are feeling an extra push of energy, an extra push of ambition to really now end certain cycles that have been hindering them and have been holding them back. And now it's time to really make a shift. Aries is what I believe the youngest of the zodiac. So there's a sense of like immaturity or innocence or new beginnings for a lot of people. A lot of people have been saying that since the eclipse ain't shit been the same. A lot of major energy has shifted because a lot of people had to deal with like a lot of their shadow self. And a few days ago, Pluto went direct, and I know personally myself, I thought I had done all the fucking shadow work that I thought I was done with, and behold, the day Pluto went direct, I was faced with a huge challenge in regards to my shadow, and I had to overcome as well. So know that the remnants over these past few days, yeah, you might be still working through little things, getting past them, but trust and believe this week, with this full moon, a lot of people are going to be taking chances on themselves, on other people, and just really putting themselves out there and really, collecting the harvest that they deserve. This year was a 1 year. A lot of new beginnings for people. Next year is a 2 year. So hopefully with this shift towards the end of the year, because I practice a Santeria, and in our house this year belongs to Oshun. And Oshun and Yamaya have been coming up beautifully in so many people's readings. There's a lot of pregnancy, unexpected pregnancy towards the end of this year. So there's a lot of fruition coming through, and a lot of new partnerships that are going to be coming to be towards the end of this year, going into next year. A lot of people are going to feel partnership finally within their self, between their divine feminine and their divine masculine, to bring themselves finally balance within themselves, wholeness within themselves. A lot of people feel like one this year, a new sense, a new beginning. But next year is going to be really about balance and feeling fulfilled in that, and fulfilled in love. I feel a lot of beautiful things coming in 2018. So stay tuned for that. I'm excited for it. I don't know if you are, but I'm excited. This has been a very progressive, evolutionary year for myself, and I hope it is for you guys as well. Let's close out the end of 2017 with a bang. With the holiday season, I want to say this, and I know me personally, I don't really celebrate a lot of the holidays coming up. The word holiday to me, sounds like holy day. And so I want to tell you that if 3/4 of the year that you've been focusing on yourself, and you've been making sacred a lot of things that you want to bring to fruition, and the holidays are not something you want to participate in, don't feel obligated to. There's a lot of distractions. A lot of people fall off the wagon around the holidays. So I want to encourage you to stay focused. Things that you didn't give a fuck 3/4 of the year when you were working on yourself, I would encourage you not to give a fuck about the ending quarter of the year, because you don't want to get detoured. And sometimes I know when you're around family and friends and you don't want to be there, it can rear things up within you. And so I will encourage you to either stay strong, stand your ground in the presence of these people, or maybe just white flag, tap it out and not even attend. I'm just saying this because I know a lot of people feel obligated to holidays, but if it is not holy to you, then why participate? You get what I'm saying? So, with Thanksgiving, Christmas, all these days coming, if it's not something that's really beneficial to you and you feel like it's going to cause you strife, it's going to cause you to be uncomfortable, don't feel obligated. I just want to put that out there just because over the past few years with my spiritual evolution, that's how I felt, and it didn't hurt any. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get into the reading before I chit-chat my life away. So yeah. Let's get started. Spirit, we come to you on behalf of the collective. We ask for the highest good of all those involved with harm to none. We ask for clarity. We ask for clear perception. We ask at this time, what is it that the collective needs to know for their journey moving forward with the coming full moon in Aries, other known as the harvest moon. We ask Elewa to open the roads to precise messages. We ask, what is it subconsciously or below the surface that we are unaware of that you can help us by bringing our attention to it, to bring us clarity, to bring us a sense of purpose, and to bring us just all the prosperity and anything that we need in order to make the best of manifesting and using this energy this full moon this week, October 5th, 2017. I call on the assistance of my Egun and my Muertos and any other benevolent spirit that wishes to assist us on this reading. It's for the collective. We venerate the good spirits that are always surrounding us, that are always helping us and guiding us. We give light to them. We ask, what is it that the collective needs to know most at this time? For the harvest moon, October 5th, full moon in Aries. Okay, let's stop right there. So I'm going to pull 5 cards, and I'm pulling from the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot deck. And then I'm going to pull you guys an oracle card from, today I'm going to use the Isis Oracle deck by Alana Fairchild. I don't use that often, but I'm going to use it. So, let us go ahead and get these cards out the way. Not what I was expecting to see, but oh well. Here we go. First card, the T-Bon Age card, okay? This card, I love it when it's upright. I don't like to see it when it's downwards. Last year when I bought this deck, I really loved this card because I pulled this card a lot because I said 2017 is going to be the year that a lot of people find themselves, okay? That a lot of people come into their sense of purpose. This is the Temperance card, and it has a lot to do with love and will. In the book, it uses a quote from Aleister Crowley, he was an occultist of Thelema, and it says, "Do what thou art wilt. Love is the law, love under will." And so, for this moon, you need to take into consideration what is holding you back from your true, authentic self. What is holding you back from fulfilling, being everything you want to be as far as coming into your destiny, coming into your purpose, coming into fulfilling the highest form of unconditional love for yourself? What is holding you back? Is it will? Are you finding it hard to find the will to be brave enough to stand up for who you are? I feel like there's resistance. The second card is Ogun Farai. So let's look at these two cards side by side. Ogun Farai, Ogun is a soldier. He's the Orisha of battle. He's the Orisha of war, and he's also known to be very rough around the edges. And so I sense that there's a lot of resistance going on from coming into your true authentic self? Why aren't you letting it just flow? A lot of people at this time are simply just resisting. It's not even that they're putting up a fight against anything that's a threat to them. They're being a threat to themselves. Does that even make sense? Where sometimes it's better to just flow with the current than to fight against it. You're gonna drown, right? So ask yourself, why do you keep fighting? Why do you keep fighting being who you were born to be? And a lot of you are resisting that because it's unfamiliar. A lot of people are afraid of the unknown. And I always say, how can you fear the unknown if you haven't even experienced it? How can you be afraid of something that you don't even know what it feels like? That it might be so fulfilling, you're gonna say, God, why did I put up all this resistance for so long? Why did I fight for so long when all I had to do was love? I'm a little clouded, y'all. Forgive me. It's going to start flowing soon. I'm a little, Sometimes people put up so much resistance because they're used to fighting, okay? And I get the sense of learned helplessness, and I say this a lot because the third card that I get with this is Simbi Delau. That's this card. And Simbi Delau shows this snake with a whole bunch of other fucking snakes in its mouth, okay? But I want to tap on what Simbi Delau is in regards to the traditional tarot. And in regards to the traditional tarot, it's the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups upright talks about walking away from a situation because you're emotionally tapped out, okay? But since it's reverse, it's saying if you keep walking away from situations because you get emotionally tapped out and you don't deal with why you're getting in your emotions without healing them, you're going to continue to wander from situation to situation until you solve it. So for me, there's a sense of you blocking coming into your true authentic self because you're putting up resistance. And the resistance for me is from healing the last things that you need to heal, so you're no longer wandering from situation to situation. Because the next card is Agway, the boat, the journey. And for me, it's like, you want to go on this journey. You want to go on this journey. But you don't want to wander from place to place, because a traveler with no destination is just going to keep wandering, right? So if you think about this, if you don't know who you are, you're going to continue to wander and put up resistance to everything until you figure that out. And sometimes you got to figure it out by healing things within yourself. And that just takes loving you. Loving yourself through your own bullshit. Loving yourself and having the willpower to heal yourself through your own bullshit. This resistance right here, if you keep putting up this resistance, you're going to keep fucking wandering. You want to go forward on the boat. You do. But you're not going to go forward on your journey and get to a fulfilling destination until you know where it is and what your purpose is of going. And doing that in the most healthy version of yourself. Does this make sense? The last card is the Santera card, and it's reverse. Upright, it shows a woman who is by the swamp waters, and she's touching and reaching out for a snake. A Santera is a high priest and priestess, excuse me, in the religion of Santeria. And she has now passed that initiation stage where she has been empowered to help heal others as well as heal herself through magic, right? Now, the swamp for me is very representational of, you know, water for me is always representational of emotions, female energy. And so the snake also is very representational for me for Kundalini energy, which is your divine serpent energy within. And in this card, it talks about how the snake has the ability to carry life or death, right? So this is power. Your Kundalini energy is power. So how are you using the power to help yourself? Or how are you helping the power to hinder yourself? And your better intuition, I feel like, tells you when you're hindering or when you're helping yourself. And the sense that this card is reverse, I feel like people are at the point where it's so cloudy right now. I'm sorry, y'all. It's almost like they're still unsure of their own power. And this is why, let me put these back in order. This is why people are not coming into their true sense, because they're resisting letting down the fight, and they're not wanting to heal and wandering from place to place unhealed, and on a journey they don't know where to because they're just fucking traveling. Okay, where next to? Okay, this wasn't fulfilling. Okay, you're never gonna find your home in the world till you find your home within yourself. And so, you know, with the last card, the snake carrying life or death, you gotta find the power within yourself wherever the fuck you're at right now. And that's by letting down your resistance. There's just so much resistance going on. And you're not going to rise. You're not going to rise. You're not going to ascend. You're not going to elevate into divine purpose or to the next level until you let down that fucking resistance, until you really allow that energy and that power within you to bring you to new life, to new levels. Yeah? I'll be honest, this is not my most favorite reading of recent days, but hopefully it brings you some messages. I'm gonna go ahead and pull one of these Isis cards from the Oracle deck to tie everything together and see if that gives us any more. Spirit of Isis, triumph of the goddess. Let's see. Triumph of the goddess, spirit of Isis. 161. Okay, so I'm big on numbers, and it's on page 161. So 1 plus 6 is 7, and 1 is 8. And 8 is the number of transformation, renewal, infinity. So this does fit, that number for me fits into this. It's like, it's time to let down your fucking resistance. It's time to let down your guards. It's time to really come into your power and stop wandering from situation to situation, feeling powerless, and owning your power by healing yourself and loving yourself and really finding your place within self. Oh, Lord, 161. Spirit of Isis. Beloved initiate, there are times to surrender and let go. How fitting. But there are never times to give up. Persist with your bold faith and inspired action until the impossible happens. Isis has the spirit of triumph, and we will never fail in her quest, no matter how bold or impossible it seems. Believe. It is helpful on the inner path to let go and detach over and over again, and yet we need to stay true to our heart and not give up on what we feel we are here to do. Very fitting to the first card. You know, very fitting to that, to this, what you're blocking yourself from. Very fitting. Whether it is reaching for enlightenment, for inner peace, for a creative breakthrough, or personal healing, the triumph of the goddess is with you now, urging you not to give up, no matter how far away or impossible success may seem to be. Don't quit. Persist until the impossible happens. The power of genuine inner will, not force or domination, but that inner power that fuels us to continue with our inner practices to do what we need to do in the physical world to bring ourselves to light and life, is growing within you now. It is supported by the living the right quest for you, seeking to climb the mountain that lies within our own heart, not that chosen for us by another, but the journey that genuinely lies within us. Okay, this is really hitting with that message. Feminine strength with endless determination is fueled by loving devotion. Nothing less than the love would be powerful enough to keep you going on your path long after you have tired of criticism or become too fatigued to respond to fear anymore. This is so fitting. Allow your heart to fuel the fire in your belly and let the divine love that is your being give you the energy and passion that you need to pursue your destiny and realize that it is pursuing you too. This oracle comes at a time when you need to know that you will succeed. It is a reminder that you can surrender, let go of attachment as to how it will happen or what it will look like, even if it is frustrating, surrendering the vision into the divine fires yet again, waiting until you feel it naturally coming together according to divine timing. The spirit of Isis is willing to wait until divine forces collide and the miracle occurs. If you have drawn this card, okay, we didn't draw that other card, okay? Anyway, it says, remember, beloved initiate, that the forces of growth, love, and divinity are in your corner. There is nothing more powerful than these. Allow them to have their way and you will have yours. Your win is assured. Ashe. So there's a ritual here. You can choose to do it if you want. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. It says, rest quietly in a space where you will not be disturbed and close your eyes. Sit with your spine relatively straight and your back supported and enough room that you can easily open your arms wide later on in your ritual. Imagine that before you, just beyond the easy reach of your arm, if you were to hold it out in front of you, is your most cherished dream. It might be a vision, a word, a feeling. It might be a relationship or a vocation. It might be God. It might be the goddess. It might be wealth, health, passion, or the unfoldment of a mystery. You might not even be able to sense or imagine it clearly beyond it being something that evokes deepest heartfelt desire within you. Visualize this cherished dream as a color, shape, or image, and then say the following. My desire brings all things to fruition, and I detach completely from how this desire will be manifested. Instead, I adopt the spirit of Isis and choose now to declare the truth. My miracle shall manifest. All things are made possible through love. This is so fitting to that. I open my heart now to receive this blessed miracle in the perfect time and the perfect way according to unconditional love and the divine plan of perfection. So be it. Peacefully open your arms wide and become aware of the space between your arms and your heart, growing strong like a ball of magnetic energy forming between your hands, arms, and chest. The more peaceful and relaxed and open you feel, smiling towards your heart, the lighter and more open and energized your arms feel. It begins to feel as if you could sit like this all day, and what seemed hard or impossible is not so anymore. Suddenly you realize that the cherished dream, which was just beyond your reach at the beginning of this process, has become drawn to your energy and is now within reach. In fact, you don't even have to reach for it. It has come to you, drawn to your heart light. You could gently scoop it up in your arms if you wish to do so. Do so now, imagining it as a soft, light ball of energy, and gently place it into your heart with gratitude, guiding it as energy with your hands using a light touch. When you are ready, say, this cherished desire unfolds with divine perfection now, with deep gratitude in my heart, and open your eyes. Here's an incantation of the spirit of Isis if you wish to do this as well. You can say this incantation at any time you need some pep and encouragement in order not to give into fear or doubt and instead to have faith. Spirit of Isis, excuse me, y'all. Spirit of Isis, enduring and bright. Your love more powerful than might. Your triumph assured in any fight. I center myself in the truth of your light. Your love makes the impossible real. I go into my heart and feel the success coming to me at this time. I give thanks for your blessing divine. You heard that, y'all? That oracle card was hitting because at first I'm like, this reading, surrender. That is the word, surrender. Stop resisting. Surrender to love within yourself. Whatever that seems like, as long as it's surrendering to heal yourself, to become the highest version of you in this moment, so you can manifest everything that you have and want in front of you. That you are just so filled with open arms in the fact that, you know what, you're no longer guarding yourself and you're just like, I don't want this, I don't. Open your arms and receive it. Sometimes you'll realize the most stupid thing you were doing was going like this instead of this. Because the universe says, they're not ready, they don't want it, they're resisting. And this says, I'm ready. When it comes, it's falling right into my arms. It's right within reach. I feel good about it. I hope y'all feel good about it. Yeah, okay. Surrender, stop resisting. That's the message. Because a lot of you are just resisting your true authentic self from coming through by just simply just loving on yourself a little bit and just loving, man. Just fucking loving. So, that is the reading. I hope it sits with you guys well. If you want to book a one-on-one session with me, it's www.thetrapwitch.com. You can follow me on Instagram, thetrapwitch. I do morning polls. My morning polls are great. I really like the morning polls. Sometimes these, you know, are a little bit different for me. They're longer, more drawn out. Yeah, the morning readings be hitting, y'all. So subscribe, follow me on Instagram for the daily tarot scopes every day. Every morning, motivational words, trap motivation. So yeah, I hope to speak with some of you individually soon. Get some of y'all healed. Get some of y'all moving. Let down some of that resistance. You know what I'm talking about? Yes. You know what I'm talking about? Let down all that resistance, honey child. Yes, let it down. So, happy full moon in Aries, harvest moon. And I hope that you collect everything that you've been putting in the work for. As much crop, as much harvest as possible. So much blessings, love, and light to y'all. And thank you for everybody who supports me. Peace.